sell his soul on that plane, or did the president sell him something else? My Fox Biz All-Stars here to weigh in. Jonathan, what do you think?
Well, Neil, during the campaign, the president talked a lot about this period of transition between the current healthcare system and what, at the time, he advocated was for a single-payer system. That's always been Dennis Kucinich's goal. So I think the president made the case to Representative Kucinich that, while not the single-payer plan he would love us to have, it pushes us more in that direction. It puts more of healthcare into government hands and ultimately crowds out and kills the last vestiges of a private market that still exists in this country.
What happened with this guy, Tom?
Neil, this is too funny. He was against everything. Now he's for it. Now you have a state now with over 11% unemployment. Elections coming up in November. Everyone knows what's going on here. He needs the president to campaign or help him campaign to hold on to that state.
Wins his district by a landslide every time. He's up 12 points in the polls.
Well, I got to put this, it's a long before now in November. A lot can happen.
Long way to Tipperary with the St. Patrick's analogy. Lizzie, what do you make of that?
I'm not sure if the Representative Kucinich is tired of going rogue and going it alone. And I think that Jonathan is right. And you're right about the unemployment rate in Ohio being very high. The name of the game is Medicaid, federal funding of Medicaid for the states like Ohio. And what we're going to see is emergency rooms spilling over with people where doctors will not take Medicaid payments because they do not get the payments they feel they should be getting. They deny coverage for treatment for Medicaid patients. So those people will end up in hospital rooms. So Representative Kucinich and other people in Congress are looking for more help with their state's Medicaid funding.
But I think, Maegan, there's something about riding on Air Force One, and there's something that, you keep the napkins with you, maybe pull up a seat if you can on the way out. And that's pretty impressive, and you don't forget that. You can't, right as you're going down the steps, say, I'm for the plan, I'm for the plan. You let a little respectable time go by, and now, there you go. You have a supporter for the plan. That's all.
I don't think that Dennis Kucinich would be someone who would be swayed by a ride on an airplane. He is very comfortable going rogue. I think it's more the fact that he's one of those.
I think everyone likes attention. I think everyone likes attention. I'm not taking anything away from the congressman, for whom I have great respect. But I'm just telling you, someone wines and dines you, takes you out to a big old event, and holds you out. Takes you there on Air Force One. I mean, I always wonder when they take you out on Air Force One, do they return you on Air Force One, or do you have to take a bus? But I digress. Nevertheless, it's a big deal. It's a big deal, and he can't forget it.
It is a big deal, but he's in a position, like all the people who are part of Howard Dean's Democratic wing of the Democratic Party, where they have to decide if they want to be obstructionists to achieving change now. That's the category that a lot of Republicans are going to wind up in come November when people
well, apparently it's the more popular route. It's the more popular
People want to move on from this issue, and who knows? Maybe he got a trade on another issue. What are we doing on marriage equality? What are we doing on immigration? We're ready to move on.
But he gets what he wants, Neil. I mean, if you outlaw the ability for insurance companies not to take people with pre-existing conditions, that's not insurance. That's an entitlement. So, Kucinich gets ultimately the single-payer system he wants. Gets it a little more slowly, that's all.
Well, they also know that in time,
right, Tom? Picture and positioning for the election.
Oh, okay, but Tom, eventually they know this is not ideal what they want, but I'm in, and this bill is going to take off, and it's going to become bigger and bigger and bigger, so we can argue about what I get later, right?
Absolutely. Yeah, that's what I think, too, because at the end of the day, who's going to pay for all this? I'll tell you, our children, our grandchildren, we're just compounding.
No, just you rich guys.
Or we could efficiently get rid of the DMV. I just want to take all the money from the DMV and efficiently apply it to health care.
Thank you. That this is more arm twisting like this is going to work.
Yes, it's going to work.
All right. Well, I don't agree with this bill, but I am going to vote for this bill. Now, I knew Dennis was a menace, but a devil?